Hey everybody, I recently took my wife's Jeep down to the body shop to get an estimate on some hail dents. And it's a Jeep Wrangler. You know, the hood is about the only thing that's aluminum besides the doors. But as far as flat part, you know, it's the hood and the cowl right by the windshield and the windshield surround. The doors, for the most part, I don't think there's any dents on those things. And I got done, and it came in at $1,110. And I'm telling you, the hail damage is not that bad. So I thought to myself, why couldn't I do that? So what I did is I went out and I bought Amazon's finest mid-tier level PDR kit. I think it was 80 bucks. I don't know. I'll link it down in the description. I don't get any affiliate fees or anything, so don't use that link to buy it by any means. I'm not getting any kickbacks on that kind of crap. So, but I will link the kit that I specifically bought, and we're going to go ahead and we'll do an unboxing on this kit, look at some of the parts in there, and then we'll move over to the truck. We'll look at the hood. We're going to do the truck, not the Jeep, because the wife would kill me if I screwed the Jeep up even worse. And honestly, if I screw the hood up on the truck, maybe I'd buy a cowl hood to replace it. What's the worst that could happen? But we will do some experimentation on the truck, see if the average person, not the guy that's been doing PDR for 20 years on YouTube, we will see if the average person, this guy who's never done any kind of body work, can do PDR and you know, maybe repair some of these dents. So stick around and let's open this thing up and see if it's worth a crap. I mean, it's 80 bucks. It can't be that good, but maybe it won't be too bad.
Welcome to the garage.
Okay, to start off, I went ahead and bought some extra tabs. I think those are like $15. And then I bought some additional glue sticks, and they're the black ones. They're supposed to be kind of the all-weather, not extreme cold or extreme hot sticks for pulling dents, which should be about right for how it is, because it's around 60 degrees today. But let's open this up and look at the actual meat and potatoes of the kit that I ordered. And if I'm telling you wrong, I apologize, but as I said, I think this is about the $80 kit. Nothing fancy, not the top of the line one, but not the cheapest one either. Yeah. As I said, this is one of the super PDR kits. This is X001P. It's the FLY5D do-it-yourself kit. And this should be the one that has the little squeeze puller, the T-handle, and the slide hammer puller, because there's a couple of these dents that are in locations where we'll have to use a slide hammer. But right off the bat, we've got the light, the line light, and this is what actually highlights your dents and allows you to get in there and really repair these things. And this one's LED. It's got a little plug on the side. Looks like it's got a little standoff. If I can pop it in there, maybe I gotta loosen it up here. Oh yeah, there we go. And my guess is there's probably a suction cup in here somewhere so you can mount this thing. But this outputs lines across your panel that you're doing the dent on, and you can then look at the lines on the panel and see fluctuations in the panel to see where the dents are, and that allows you to kind of work on the dent and know whenever you've got it worked out. So that's kind of your key tool that you've got to have. See what else we got in here. A whole bunch of little things. This is the little punch with the multiple tips on it, and this is for whenever you get a dent popped back out, you use these to work it back down, because you might high side it a little bit, especially using a glue pull. From what I've learned, you have a tendency to volcano the dent, so while the dent may be caved in, as you pull the dent up, it kind of keeps the bottom or the center dent in. Well, whenever these ridges out here get higher than the rest of your panel, you have to knock those back down, and that's what these different tips here are for. So a lot of assortments, different sizes, flat, rounded, pointed. We'll That's probably where I'll screw things up the most, is trying to use those. We've got just a bunch of random paint or glue sticks thrown in here, and they're the yellow style. And I don't remember the range. I don't think that those adhere as much as the black ones, so they might be a little bit of a warmer weather. Got the T-handle puller. I don't foresee myself using that. Here we go. Here's the slide hammer. Okay. Nice hefty weight that goes on there. And then the T-handle that screws on the back. So it's nice that this thing will actually break down. It'll fit in something whenever you're not using it, but it'll give you a nice pop. As I said, I'm going to have a few that we'll have to use the slide hammer on, just because of the location of them on the hood. Here is the, I don't know what the hell they call this thing, the magic puller. This is the one that you see all the YouTube experts out there putting this on their hood, squeezing it, and then the next thing you know, the dent's completely gone. So we'll see. I think this is what they call the happy green one. Hopefully that'll be the one that really works out well for us. We've got a suction cup used to adhere our panel, get that set up. We've got a little hammer. It's got a hard plastic and a softer rubber side. We use that with working our dents down. Light taps from what I've seen. Here's the power cable for that. It's USB. Looks like maybe 10 foot worth of cable or so. So we've got a little room to work. Lint-free cloth of some sorts, kind of junk. Spray bottle for rubbing alcohol. I've got some isopropyl alcohol over there. We'll fill that thing up. That's apparently, really important. Oh, this one's got some aluminum tabs with it. I did not know that. So those are some pretty decent aluminum tabs. At least they look decent. Might get some decent adhesion, and they won't be as apt to break as the plastic ones. But I don't know that we'll need them. Got a big old glue gun. Supposedly any standard glue gun will work with these things. This looks to be a single temperature glue gun, so nothing fancy. We've got a kind of a tap hammer here. This can be used to work a dent down. It's a nice big flat surface on there. And it's got a tip for the back side of it that works much in the same way as that other tap to to work high sides down. So get that thrown in there. So yeah, so then we kind of tap the high side down. That might be a little bit more unwieldy than I can use. A bridge puller. Might as well throw that in the trash. We're not going to use it. Some more plastic tabs. Not a whole lot of variety of the plastic tabs on here. There's some black ones that are just kind of odd shapes. Yellow ones that are a little more rounded off for getting maybe some deeper dents. And then there's some blue ones that are kind of oval and round. And the blue ones get a little bit smaller. I think we're going to need some small ones. There's some square ones and some rectangle ones on these black ones. So kind of got a grab bag collection all. And as I said, I bought a whole nother set of like 30 to go with it. Some white gloves for children, apparently, in case your kids want to become crossing guards. A very tiny screwdriver with some very tiny screws. I have no clue what that's for. Let's see what else we got. And then we've got kind of a spatula here to help get the tabs off. So, is that everything? Yep, looks to be everything. The big thing, okay, yeah, that thing just inserts right on the end there, and we can suction cup that on the hood or on the windshield probably in our case. Okay, well, let's move over to the truck. I'm going to clean the hood off real quick, and then I'm going to use a grease pencil, and I'm going to highlight the dents that we're going to be working on in the hood, and that way you can see how many dents we're looking at. And maybe we can even get an idea of what it would cost to have this professionally done. So stick around and we'll see what we can do. Well, after an initial scan, I see I missed a couple. Let me grab my pencil here. I'll mark them. Got over 40 dents in this hood. And the going rate for hail dents this size range, between $20 to $40 based on how big it is on the hood. Some of these are going to be on the lower end. And if you could get to them from the bottom, you could easily massage these things out with a rod. We're not doing that. We're doing all paint or all glue stick pulls. But we've got a lot of very minor ones, that barely stick out. And then we've got a couple that are very deep. In fact, this one looks like it has a couple crowns on it. So it may actually have to be dented in a little more before it can be pulled. That's another example of one. But let's see if we can find a good one to look at. Okay, here's the dent that we're looking at, and hopefully you should be able to see that one in the light there. You can see how it bends the lines out, and our goal is to get the center pulled up and try and get it evened out. And even if not evened out, we want to get it higher than the rest of the panel, and then we'll try and tap it down. So we're going to pick a tab here that one may be just a bit too big. Let's look. Probably that one ought to fit pretty good. Okay, I've been working on this one. I've done quite a few pulls. I need to, I think, work the edges again and get a good center pull. I did like 2 pulls on this one, and it made quite a good pull on those. It needs a little hammer work also, but let's see if I can get this over here. This one, I don't know if you can even see it. That one I did a couple pulls only, and it is what I would say about 99% gone. In fact, if I didn't have it circled, I would have a hard time finding it even with this light. So that one pulled out really quick and easy, but let's take the camera back over here and I'll do a summary. Okay, so let's do a quick little summary. For one thing, this suction cup for this light sucks. It's terrible. Doesn't work worth a damn. It's nice that this post kind of bends to help get your light situated. It's not the worst thing ever, but that's not the best thing ever. This thing's actually tacky, so it's supposed to, I guess, stick and suction at the same time. I can't use this big thing, and that's more because of my own inability to be, I don't know, accurate with something like that. So I have better luck trying to knock things down using this small jeweler hammer and this knockdown tool. The glue gun, way too hot for the black sticks. I was having issues with the black sticks. I switched over to one of the yellow ones, and it seemed to work a lot better. So I worked on 3 dents. One of them, I would say, is basically gone. The other 2 need more work. Now, that's where we get down to the meat and potatoes of this thing. Is it worth it? As I said, I spent like 80 bucks on this, maybe 90 if you count the extra stuff that I haven't used yet. If you've got 40 dents in your hood, it may not be worth it. It's a lot of work. I've worked on 3 dents. I probably spent an hour on 3, and I've got 1 that I would consider good. So that being said, with 40 dents in the hood alone, you're looking at, you know, some of them might pull on 1 or 2 pulls, and it might be a 10-15 minute, but there's going to be some that takes at least an hour worth of work. It might go a little bit faster if I wasn't filming and wasn't worried about making sure the camera was pointed and that the light was kind of highlighting what I was doing. But it's not going to go that much faster, I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, if you've got 10, 15 dents, I say go for it. If you got 1 or 2 dents, yeah, it's probably cheaper just to go have somebody else do it because it may only cost you $25, $30, $40. So there's a kind of a sweet spot in there that I think that some kit like this is applicable to the DIYer. Now, that being said, from what I've seen so far, I truly think that about anybody can do this. There's going to be some dents that you're just not going to be able to get to that 99%. But I would say that for the most part, if you take your time and you learn as you go, and that just means paying attention to what the sheet metal does as you pull and as you use the knockdown tools to knock the crowns down to kind of get a smooth dent so you can get another pull on it. I truly believe that about anybody can do this. It's a patience thing. So as I said, take your time. If you're not a patient person, you're better off probably spending your money to have somebody else come do this. Now, are you going to pick this kit up and start making money on the weekend? Not at all. This would not be economical. You know, the guys that make money on the weekend are the guys that can do the 3 dents that I just spent time on. They could have knocked all 3 of those out in about 30 minutes or less. And they would be in that 99% where you would have a hard time finding them with the line light. So that being said, your mileage may vary, but thanks for tuning in. You know, if you could, hit that subscribe button. I'll do a follow-up as I work more on this hood. So give me a couple weeks and maybe I'll get most of these dents out and maybe we can circle up and see how many out of the 40, say 5 dents I was able to get fixed. I also have some stuff coming in. We're going to be doing a custom coilover, front coilover install on the truck. I don't know of anybody else that's done this kind of setup except for on, you know, the guys that are doing long travel, you know, jacked up trucks. For a race truck, I'm installing the double adjustable QA1s that match what I've got on the rear 4-bar setup, just on the front. So there'll be something interesting there. So as I said, hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video, you know, throw me a thumbs up. If you didn't, throw me a thumbs down. And by all means, comment. If you got some tips on what I could do better on helping knocking some of these dents out, by all means, throw them down there in the comments, man. I'd love the interaction. And if you have any questions, I try to get back to you within a day or two. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.